everyone, it's Enchantress. I'm here with your October reading. So as we know, at the end of October is Samhain or Halloween, so I'm giving it quite the Halloween flair and theme. We have 4 piles. Each pile we're going to look at your love, career / money, health, and spirit message in each pile. Here is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So choose from the candy corn you like best. In the first pile we have this little pumpkin candy corn. The second pile is the 2 traditional orange candy corn. The third pile has the brown candy corn, and the fourth pile has a combo brown and gold candy corn. You can choose by number, you can choose by timestamp, you can choose by any other method. Sometimes I like to choose to see which one is the hottest. Oh, I felt a difference there. I was avoiding 3s, because normally I pick 2 or 4 or 4 and 2. The 3 is feeling the hottest. I usually never pick 1. 1's pretty warm, but it could be the candle. Alright, you guys, take a deep breath in. Close your eyes, release your breath. Open your eyes and let them drift to the pile that's meant for you. But don't use just your eyes, use your heart. Let's begin. Alright, here we have pile 1 with the pumpkin candy corn. There you go. Now let's see what your cards have to say. So I think I might start with love. Let's go. I think I'm using the Autumn's Delight to represent the love reading here. So let's start with that. We have illumination and date and comprehension. So what I'm getting is that your date that you might have with a certain someone will be very enlightening. Like it's suddenly, aha, or the other way around. Some kind of understanding, comprehension, acknowledgement, resonant with someone will bring about this date. Finally, you figured something out, and now you can move on to that phase of courting or dating or something else. All right, so let's see now. Let's try our regular Witch's Tarot to see if we can get a little bit deeper into the love message. We have the Page of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles represents youth and spontaneity and something new and something exciting coming towards you. I'm kind of feeling like a study date. That's what this is. So like getting together with somebody to study something, maybe schoolwork, maybe it could be just about anything, you know, something that you might want to debate with each other, something you want to just discuss, just further develop your knowledge of something, but you are with somebody learning something new, and that it's like a date night, or it turns into a date night because you're learning something new. This is also love of nature, patience, kindness, generosity, being drawn to the fairy realm, enthusiasm and success, and focusing on spirituality as well. So definitely earth elements here for those of you who are earth signs, or you could be connecting with an earth sign person. It could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Let's see now how this relates to the other card we have. We have the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, he looks like a student as well. And maybe this is your study buddy, or maybe, you know, you're working together. It's about hard work, employment, progress, success, and very dedicated to your work, being creative, using your talents wisely, a magical kind of apprenticeship, possibly. So it's interesting. You could be the apprentice, he could be the apprentice. So you're, or both of you just kind of learning from each other. But there's kind of an apprenticeship when it comes to learning about maybe the occult, or the magical arts, or the mystical things about the mystical realm. Really getting involved and interested in this theme of Halloween, possibly, and the whole energy here, the maybe learning tarot from somebody, or somebody learning tarot from you as well. But there is going to be a nice achievement here and a nice connection with this couple. So, ooh, I like it. I like it. Very cute. All right, so now let's kind of get a peek on what your work life is going to be. And this could also represent meeting somebody through work, in the kind of the same energy. It's just work, school, but a definite like learning atmosphere. So we have the tarot. Let's see what you got. Okay, you got the sun. The sun is always good when it comes out in any deck, and in any genre of deck as well. So the tarot is all about illumination, just like this illumination, learning something new, and then and not just learning, book learning, but discovering maybe romantically about something new. It could be discovering financially, workplace, like it could be in an investment. Then you're like, oh, I need to invest in this. My gut tells me this is going to really pay off in the future. But whatever your insight is in this illumination, this clarity, this excitement that you feel, that joyful feeling inside, that happy, giddy, excited feeling, that's a good sign. That is not your spirit leading you astray, or making you feel foolish. That is what you need to tune into, because that is what's telling you that you're on the right track. So when you feel that happy, giddy feeling, know that means you're on the right track to whatever you were thinking about. So next we have the Halloween tarot oracle here. And we have dawn. This is the light after darkness. See, it all goes with this whole comprehension theme, this learning theme, learning something new. Okay. And this is, after the darkest times. I always say this to my private people who get private readings from me. It pops up so much. I say it's always darkest before the dawn, right? And after the darkest times, the sun will always rise. The dawn will always come. This can be no surprise. Whilst midnight is often thought of as a magical hour, throughout time, dawn has also had its share of the mystical. All manner of magical beings had to return to their true forms by dawn. Werewolves, for example, and vampires could only be active whilst the rays of sun did not pierce the sky. Dawn and deities of dawn heralded both hope and new life. Goddesses such as Austere and gods like Helios and Apollo were those who brought new life and dawn's light into the world. The journey from darkness, the darkest night of the soul, to the bright and hopeful dawn is one of the deepest and most powerful hero's path, repeated over and over in mythology. Should you receive the Dawn card, you're being reminded that there is always a fresh start and a new beginning to be had. Change is unstoppable, and even the most difficult times will pass, no matter how devastating they may seem. Hope is one of the most powerful motivating forces in the universe, and it's being indicated here. Ooh. So maybe you had a rough September, but I feel like things are definitely turning around in October. Oh yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to mention was, I think I will do that at the end of this reading. But check out the end of this reading. I'm going to do like a little astrology talk that you can look into to see kind of when in October is a good time to initiate things, and when's a good time to kind of lay back and just let things flow naturally. All right, I just wanted to give a little bit of that, and then I feel like I'm going to give you one more little message, and we're going to use the secret garden. This is cute, cutest little. Oh, we had transform on the top. Okay, let's see what's in your secret garden. Okay, you have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. Let's do one more. Oop. And you have discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. Very nice. Okay, so you guys, you're adapting and discovering. And it's going to be quite exciting. And you're going to learn too when's the best time to do this, you know, blending in or adapting to your your environment, or when to stand out and shine. All right, so I hope you like that, you guys. Please remember to check at the end of the video for the astrology for the month of October. Okay, moving on to the next. I'm not moving on. I got your charms to do still. Okay, we got the big spider bowl coming out. Arrgh. But it was 11:11 when I thought it was done. Alrighty, you've got the dice, which is 1, and 1 plus 1 equals 1. That is in the twin flame world, it does. Alright, oh, you got a bicycle attached to the snake. So Spirit's telling me to go get your bikes fixed and do more belly dancing. Like be whatever way you like to move, whether it's releasing the kundalini through slow sensual body activities, or having fun on your bike and riding. It's always good to have some motion and movement in your life. And maybe, you know what, eat that pizza when you feel like it. Don't feel guilty, but, you know, pray over it. See it as something really nourishing and wonderful going into your body, and not like you're hurting yourself. Because no matter what you eat, if you don't think you're eating something that's good for you, then it's not going to be good for you. So it's kind of a fun thing that I got reminded of today, reading a post from a fellow tarot reader, that it is a lot how you see your food, you know. So like say Queen Sugar, I don't know if she's picked this pile, but you know, she has trouble with certain foods. Like she doesn't always digest everything easily, but she says, but pizza, I can eat pizza and it always feels good. And it's just this kind of mantra that she's always said about pizza, and it doesn't hurt her. She doesn't gain weight, and she is happy with pizza. All right, so anyway, so here is a leisure symbol. It's time to relax, take some time off, enjoy a leisure time this month. And we've got the clock of divine timing. Ooh, you got a passport. So maybe if you haven't renewed it lately, renew that passport, or use it if you already have a passport. You know, try someplace across the border, across the ocean. You have the angel, kind of angel fairy, that represents somebody in the ethereal realm looking out for you. This is like the giving you a hand. It's also like in the shape of, you know, well, it's not really a skeletal hand, it's an actual hand. It's like palmistry. So you might be, that could be something that you're learning from somebody else, how to read palms, or teaching somebody else how to read palms. Interesting. So yeah, you're going to have a really good month. There's going to be love in there, nice spirit. I feel like health is good as long as you pray over your food and get a little bit of exercise. But don't exercise if it doesn't make you feel happy. Do things, that's basically what this is saying. Exercise and eat in a way that makes you feel good, you know, that you're thinking, wow, this makes me feel good. I am making myself healthier by doing this, okay? All right, now I'm moving to the next. And thank you for stopping by. Thumbs up, and feel free to comment below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and check out the description box. Moving on. All right, here we have pile 2 with the traditional 2 stack of candy corn. And let's see, I'm going to start with your love message first. So we're going to use the Autumn's Delight to get a love message. You have appearance and curiosity and companion. Okay, I'm feeling something here. Oh, like dogs and cats. Now, this could be like opposites attracting, you know, like an unusual combination. Like, wow, that cat really likes that dog really likes that cat. You know, maybe with you, with another person. I feel like there could be somebody just pops into your life unexpectedly, maybe, and you are curious about it, or they're curious about you, but it's kind of like you approach it sort of cautiously until you know for sure, am I dreaming this? Is this really happening? Because it's almost like an apparition. Like, I felt like a ghost, like I didn't think you'd ever come into my life again. And then they turn into somebody that you can trust, and that's always by your side, and they become your, like, a companion, like they're with you, and like a boyfriend or girlfriend, like they're just with you, and you're just thinking, wow, this is awesome, you know. So this appearance of somebody in your life. Also with appearances, it could also be your physical appearance that's really attractive, coming up in October. Just, you know, Libra is dominating this month, and then towards the end of the month, then it gets very mysterious once we go into Scorpio and towards Halloween. Speaking of which, check out the end of this reading. I'm going to do a little astrological talk about events in October, just so you can get a heads up on what's going on, because I forgot to do that at the beginning of the video. Anyway, so yeah, check that out, or I might edit it and throw it to the beginning of the video. Anyway, yeah, so I should have a timestamp for that. But this also gives me these vibes of like the veil coming down between the living and the dead, you know, because it's a little bit of a ghost thing. And so you might be seeing things that you haven't seen before, like, oh, what was that? You know, lately I've been seeing a lot of kind of apparitions, fairies, lights, and other orbs and things like that. So you might be seeing more and more of that kind of stuff, which makes you curious, which could also help you run into that companion, that person that is also curious, and then you try to discover what could these things be. All right, so now let's see, we're going to use the Witch's Tarot to get into that a little bit more and see what else. Whoa, the Two of Cups, okay. So yeah, the Two of Cups definitely means you're connecting with somebody who you want to partner up with, somebody who you want to be boyfriend or girlfriend with, or even more, you know, like long-term kind of stuff. Let's see what else. Okay, and we have the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, you're connecting with a lovely, the King of Pentacles is like the King of Kings, you know, they're all the kings mixed into one to make this person perfect specimen of a man. And it also individually represents the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, if you're interested. But the King of Pentacles he's just divine and awesome. It also, so an earth sign man, determination is important here, hard work, a wealthy man, somebody who's very secure, successful, responsible, a craftsman and good with family, and mature, and somebody you can lean on, somebody who will commit to, that you want a commitment, something long term. This is also the Midas touch. This is the guy that can turn anything into gold. He just has sort of this special magical ability to make finances seem such a breeze and an ease, you know, and that's a nice feeling. So you're going to have a good time with that. Your Two of Cups message is that it's about this relationship. There's a balance here. It could be an engagement and handfasting even. Some kind of wedding, possibly, maybe for you, or some wedding you're going to in October. Or it could be a reconciliation, somebody that you might have not talked to for a long time, like this kind of felt like suddenly they appear again in your life and you're like, what? And then it turns into something deeper and more meaningful this time around. It's definitely about equality and true love. All right, so now we'll look at your tarot to kind of get like work vibes, what's going on in your working world. You've got the star, which is really good. The star is renewal and hope and this cleansing feeling, people taking notice of you and you shining, and maybe it could have to do with you actually becoming a real star. Star represents Aquarius, so you could be dealing with Aquarians, or you could be Aquarius yourself. I feel like this is kind of a connection between earth and water too, because of the tail and the body, and just also balancing things very similarly to Temperance. She's got 2 jugs there, so she knows how to mix her ingredients. So this could represent people who are in the field of mixing things, like bakers or alchemists or pharmacists or people like that who deal with ingredients of some sort, or people who are putting different things together to create a bigger, better thing, so that's possible. You could also represent people who work with their hands and do cleansing things using water or other elements for renewal, or like refreshing and relaxing people. So therapists of kinds like physical therapists, sound therapists, and water therapy here too, I see. Also for health wise, I'm seeing a little bit like if you want to exercise, you can use water as a help in that, like use that neutral buoyancy and go into a warm pool, like a heated pool, and do some nice smooth exercises. That's a wonderful way to get moving. And it seems like something, also just plain hot baths or steam can also be very rejuvenating and good for you. All right, let's see now what your Halloween Oracle has to say for a spirit message. You have midnight, the most magical hour of all. So, and it's funny because pile 1 we had the dawn, which was also talking about magic hour, the magic hour of the dawn after the dark, the light after darkness. Well, now we have midnight, the most magical hour of all. The dark, it envelops me, the witching hour awaits. True magic and enchantment and spells that change fates. The middle of the night, midnight, is the hour in which it is believed that ghosts, witches, ghouls, and magic are most likely to be active. Transition times such as noon, the time between tides, or even dark moon are traditionally powerful times for magical transformation. In some Christian traditions, the witching hour is seen as 3 a.m. because it is the opposite of the time that Jesus is said to have died at 3 p.m. But there is some consensus that midnight is the time of the greatest magic, particularly around Halloween. As soon as the clock strikes midnight on Halloween, it is said that the spirits flow forward through the veil and, if benevolent, bring positive messages. If not so benevolent, they are mischievous and play tricks that are, at best or at worst, cause havoc. So allow yourself to relax into the benevolent darkness of midnight. You may feel this is your darkest hour, but know that the light will return again. The dawn always follows the darkest night. Know too that it is important to recognize that we all have darkness within us, just as we have light, and this isn't something to hide from. I feel like most recently, it wasn't a spiritual darkness, but it was a physical darkness before the dawn when Texas decided to freeze and we all didn't have power to keep warm. And that night was so cold. It was 40 degrees in my house. And I mean, that may not sound cold to you, but when you're not used to sleeping in the cold, it was pretty cold. And I wrapped my head up, and all the cats slept on top of me, and I had layers of blankets, and I didn't have, the ease of sleeping as I usually did. But I just knew in my heart things were gonna get warmer because Texas is always warm. This was a fluke. This was temporary. So just remember, whenever anything comes along that feels a little bit worrisome or scary, just know it's a temporary thing. It will pass. This too shall pass. And there's always the dawn after the dark, right? But at the same time, appreciate those dark hours. Appreciate when the veil drops, because I think in this case it's bringing two people together who may not normally come together. It's giving them a common cause and a way maybe to go ghost hunting together or look at things of the mysterious. All right, so let's check into the secret garden to see what other kind of special messages. I want to show you this cute box come out to you. We have serenity at the bottom. Let's see what other messages. Okay, we have rest. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. And retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of quiet moments. Very nice. So that's very important. Important messages for this month. And sometimes the universe, whether we want to slow down or not, throws curveballs in our direction and forces us to slow down, forces us maybe to stay inside, or forces us to be less social, or maybe gets us to be more social at certain times. So, go with it. It's really this Mercury retrograde is really about going with the flow, and at least the first half of October will be Mercury retrograde. So listen to my little astrology spiel at the end if you want to know more about the retrogrades and the moon cycles and everything for the month of October. Let's just do your charms now, though. Got my big spider bowl. All right, and so we have new beginnings. Oh, no, new bohemians, but I was reading it. New beginnings. Isn't that funny? New bohemians. There's something new happening, and a little bit of letting loose. Just not being so rigid and following the rules, right? You've got the top hat, which makes me think a past life connection. Maybe this person that's coming in, maybe feels very familiar, like you've known them before. You've got Scorpio, passionate Scorpio, and happy birthday if you're a Scorpio for this month. And Gemini, intelligent Geminis here. Then we have Saint Dymphna, who's the patron saint for people who have depression and anxiety. And definitely it's a serious disease, depression, and there's all kinds of homeopathic ways to take care of it that you could look into. But connecting with Saint Dymphna is one of them, using spirit to guide you and to help release these anxieties. Another thing that could be very interesting for you to delve into is looking beyond the veil, basically, like beyond just the earthly reasons why we have these issues. But maybe you are a star child or star seed and you are connecting with the cosmos and you're getting downloads or being, changed somehow, being evolved. And when we go through this specific kind of evolution, sometimes we feel physical changes, sometimes we feel headaches and anxiety and nausea and different physical symptoms that can be hard to explain. Some of these things, are usually just waved off as colds or sinuses or allergies or whatever, but they could be something more spiritual in meaning. So my might look into that. It could bring you a sense of relief to know that there's others out there that feeling similar symptoms that could be star seeds just like you. All right, so we have moon here, so moon cycles are going to be important, so definitely check out the end of the video for your moon cycle message. And we have sweetness. Oh, you got 2 candy canes. Ooh, double sweetness. Well, watch that sweetness, but I feel like this is 2 sweet people connecting together. Oh, double sweetness. I never see 2 come out. And then we have the snowflake, which, like, some of you might even get experience of snow, and then some of you still are in the real heat of summer, but snowflake represents that no 2 people are alike. No 2 snowflakes are alike. 1 in a million, a very special person here. We have the elephant of recognition and memories and nostalgia and maybe reconnecting with somebody. We have Y. We have this, which diamond? Is this a emerald or ruby? Okay, so the ruby is good for cornerstones. Like you bury the ruby underneath a building so you can give that building power and like a special juju for whatever that building represents, like your home or your business, and it gives it that special medicine. So these are just kind of like rituals that have happened throughout, the decades, and they're rituals that really work with your manifestation abilities. The 2 together can actually really bring about surprising changes in your life. You have the rabbit that's saying late for an important date. You have the skull with the key that represents the key to transformation. Why cool Italy. Ooh, the little rocking horse. Could be some of you are fertile and some of you have like this new idea, like creation that you're trying to bring into the world. Your home is going to be cozy and happy, like busy as a bee and sweet and content. A lot of sweetness here. And some of you might actually be honey makers or something, or like want to use honey is another good thing to eat when you're feeling sick, or for colds and preventing. That's a nice homeopathic thing to eat. Honey. Then we have the wheel. So definitely Mercury retrograde is something to look at, because you might have some effects from that. Maybe just a little wobble in communication, or sometimes work can be frustrating, or things having to do with your electronics. So just keep in mind that Mercury does have a bit of effect on us, and just go with the flow, try something, a different mode, and don't sweat it if it's not a big deal. If it's a bigger deal, don't sweat that either. A lot of the things that go wrong during Mercury retrograde will right themselves again after retrograde goes direct, or sometimes it will even get better, like something that you maybe had to get something new because something broke, but in the long run it's what you needed after all, and you're sort of forced to do it during retrograde because you had no other choice, but later on you'll be glad that it happened that way, right? It's a blessing in disguise, let's say. So you might be getting those kind of little blessings in disguise. All right, well, I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that, and feel free to comment below, and like I said, watch the end for astrological talk. It's going to be real short. I'm just going to go over a few dates for you. And yeah, and definitely watch other piles if you're attracted to the other piles, because I like the number 24, so I might watch 2 and 4, or yeah, I'll watch them after I read them. And yeah, so I'll see you there at the next pile, and thank you. If you're new, please become a subscriber. We'd love to have you. Moving on to the next. All right, here's pile number 3, a little bit different. We have the brown tipped candy corn. I don't even know what this tastes like. I probably do. Tastes just like the regular candy corn. Okay, let's see now. Let's go with your Autumn's Delight first to see what your love message is here. I kind of decided that was going to be your love message. Okay, so let's see what you got. You got Disguise. Now, Disguise can be not the best card in almost every reading except a Halloween October reading. You've got Hope and Pleasure. Hmm. So I'm kind of getting this vibe of getting dressed up, going out, getting, your costume on, going out. It's going to be a pretty day wherever you go to enjoy the festivities of Halloween or a party that you're going to. Feels like it's going to start in the day and then move towards night and maybe then breakfast the next morning with somebody special. That's exactly what I'm feeling like. The whole event is pleasurable. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to feel good with this person or people. And I just sense like it could be one of those things that ends at midnight at Denny's eating pancakes or something, or waking up in somebody's arms in the morning with handing you a cup of coffee and a plate of pancakes. Like, that would be nice. That would be heavenly. That'd be more than pleasure. But anyway, so either this is a planned event, or you meet somebody through a party, or some kind of place that where people are in disguise or masked or whatever. And disguise can also kind of makes me feel like um, a a blind date, like so maybe you are meeting up with somebody, but you don't know what they look like yet, or you haven't really talked to them or met them yet. So something like that coming up. So I feel like so be hopeful, because this month has a lot of good energy, love-wise, initially, with lots of things in Libra at the beginning of the month. So what I meant to do at the beginning of the video was talk a little bit about the astrology events of this month, but I'm going to post that at the end, and I'll have a little timestamp if you want to jump down to the end of the video and check out the astrology of this month, because there's some interesting dates you might want to use to work for your favor, right? We know that, or most of us know that we're in a retrograde, but I'll let you know when the retrograde ends, when you have your new moon, your full moon, and things like that. So that way you can plan things around those events. Now, with retrograde, it's oftentimes hard to just plan. So the basic philosophy with retrograde is just to go with the flow. Let it just take you where it needs to take you. Sometimes it's the best time to retreat inward, but when you see these opportunities arise, I think you should grab them, take them, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, so let's get a little bit more information about love, because that's my favorite subject in the month of October, with the Witch's Tarot. Ooh, you get the Magician. This is my favorite magician card of all time. He's so, like, the action, the movement is beautiful. I think I'm definitely going to use a lot of that whenever I make my deck. That kind of action movement. So the Magician is all about having the tools and making things happen. This person can make things happen. It's manifesting stuff into your world, and it could represent that you're connecting with a Gemini too, possibly. Let's see what else. And you have the World. So the World is really good. I feel like connecting with public and places and the outside and people, just feeling really connected. You could be connecting through the internet as well, or at least initially through the internet, but it definitely grows into something bigger. It could even grow into something where you're traveling the world with this person, that you connect with so much at this little party or gathering or whatever that you're going to. So the key words for Magician is as above, so below. It's about skill and determination. This guy has like this genius quality. He's very confident. He has a lot of goodwill or strength of will. He knows how to work the magic in all four elements. And it is about magic with a K, and not like the sleight of hand or an illusionist. He actually is using the tools at hand to manifest that which he desires, he or she. And then with the World, we have the completion, the feeling like everything is just right in the world. You know what this makes me think of? Like how I was saying breakfast for the pleasure part. you could be waking up to this really satisfied feeling after having a very fun night with somebody, and just feeling, and with the green man, this makes me feel very nature oriented, like being out in nature and things green. And then we also have all four fixed signs: Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. And so here again, the magician is like connecting to all four corners of the world. He just really knows how to connect and commune with nature and the people surrounding him. And the meanings of the world have to do with rebirth and wholeness. Like I said, completion and joy and victory and achievement and a successful end to something, like just feeling successful in what you're working on together, what you're doing together, with the magic that's happening between the two people here and the natural world as well, like I said. It is also representing a spiritual connection, like a psychic connection between people as well. All right, so now let's get into a little career and job message here with the Tarot. And we have the Empress. Okay, so with the Empress, this is all about being in the divine feminine energy, and it could be about promotions and about raises and just being right for the job, just like being an overachiever, just doing a really great job. For some of you, you could be the Empress and you could be the CEO. You could run a company or whatever. And for others of you, you're dealing with an Empress, a feminine who may be your boss or has the power to give you the raise or the promotion. So don't feel afraid to approach her. Even if she looks a little bit scary, she will listen to you and she will consider it with all the intelligence that she has, because it feels like this person has a lot of natural intelligence. Also, in a love interest, I'm also getting the divine feminine here, and the kind of green woman energy as well, like she's out in nature. And this nature, of course, is the Halloween nature. So this event or whatever you're going to, you could be dressed up like that, like an Elvira type maybe. You could be out in nature whenever you do this event or this party, this costume party, ball, disguise place, whatever. So yeah, those are all things that I'm picking up there. All right, let's see now what your spirit message is from the Tarot Oracle. I mean, not Tarot, the Halloween Oracle. You got the Skull of Stars. Okay, we don't have the stars in this deck. We had it in pile 2, but that's neat because you have Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. So there's different skulls in this Halloween Oracle, and this was one of the happy ones, the happy skulls. The happy Skull of Stars is about infinite possibilities, and it's saying, why think so small when galaxies spin within? Realize that you are made of the stuff of stars and infinite possibilities begin. This skull brings back to the fact that we are all made of the stuff of stars, yet many of us think so small. We are each other born with blank canvas to paint upon, and we are indeed an open sky of possibilities. It is easy to feel small in a world that is so busy, impersonal, and seemingly self-absorbed. We can at times feel lost and unclear about our direction and lose sight of our place in the cosmos. The Skull of Stars reminds us that we are only limited by our own imagination and boundaries. If we can dream it, it is possible. This card indicates that you need to think bigger and more broadly about your future and what you would like to achieve. Perhaps there are false beliefs, often old, that no longer serve you as you grow and change. Sometimes these beliefs may not even be yours. I was just about to say that. Somebody might be like brainwashing you to believe certain things. Somebody that's constantly around you, and you're like, and there's something inside you that's saying, I gotta get away from this person because their truth is not my truth anymore. I just can't listen to them anymore. You know, sometimes, so they may have been imparted to you by your parents or the wider community, yet feel rather incongruent to you. You need to endeavor with all of your heart and soul to live the life you want and honor your own wishes and truth. And that's that. All right, so let's see now what we got the Secret Garden. We're going to do a couple messages from Secret Garden. Got Adapt on the bottom. And that's the thing, like, I was just thinking about you're just adapting to keep the peace and whatever, but maybe that's not necessary. Maybe it's not time to dim to fit in. Maybe it's time to really be true to who you are. You've got, listen, be alert. The soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. Nice. What? Okay, and we've got Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. Well, now that's extreme, but even if you attempt that wildflower energy, you'll be headed in the right direction, I believe. You know, you'll be closer to that authentic you than you ever were before. Okay, let's get some charms. Not saying that you're not an authentic you, because it looks like a lot of this is really good authentic you. Okay. I just feel like maybe, just push it a little, push the envelope a little. All right. Let's see what your charms have to say. I just got too many of these charms, but we'll go through them. So, look, some of you might be bus drivers like me or be taking the bus. Oh, maybe it's like the Casino Cushado bus going to New Orleans or whatever. Or some bus group going to this festival outdoors, possibly, maybe. Or you like dealing with kids. Like, I know I've had many a Halloween where I passed out the candy to the kids on the bus, and it was nice and fun and eventful, but I'm glad those days are over. I love those kids, but I like this much better. So you too got New Bohemians, and pile 2 I was reading it, New Beginnings. And this goes good with that wild, like, ooh, this is time to be new and wild. You might be relating very strongly to some kind of Disney animated fairy tale here. You've got the top hat, which pops up in The Frog Princess, actually. It could be relating to somebody who feels familiar, like, do I know you? I felt like we met in a past life or something. You're sure. You have the world here. See? The world came out again. Really connecting. You connecting maybe with a Taurus who is trustworthy. That's good. And maybe that's the Empress because she's Venus energy. Could be you connecting your boss or you or Taurus Venus energy. You have Elsa. No, not Elsa. Anna. So Anna's good energy. Anna, and maybe you're connecting to the Frozen story and you have sort of Anna energy. Maybe you've like kissed a few, kissed a few frogs. That's a different story, but kissed a few frogs before you find your prince. So it could be Anna, like, Anna went through a bad relationship and that kind of put a bad taste in her mouth, thinking, I don't know, like, if I can trust again. But I think this is saying, yes, definitely trust again. You have a house, so you could be moving, or you could be having like an overnight stay somewhere, bed and breakfast, a hotel or something like that. You've got the moon again, so evening activities and dream world, moon again. Your subconscious really strong and heightened. And if I haven't mentioned it, I'll mention it again. Check out the moon phases at the end of this reading. I'm going to go into a little bit of an astrology talk. And so moon phase is going to be real important for you to look into. And you don't have to listen to mine, but I'm going to be real brief and just tell you a few things about October dates. We got the number 2, T for 2, anyone? We've got Mary Magdalene. She's the patron saint of women's issues and sexuality, and she also happens to be patron saint of hairdressers, and she is Jesus's twin flame. And then we have the key to everything and the peace pipe, smoking the peace pipe. Peace pipes are known to manifest the rain with the Hopi Indians. Ooh, you got a passport. You know, how are you going to travel the world unless you have a passport? And 10 I feel stands for October. Maybe October 2nd. You've got, okay, we got the Taurus. You have the butterfly of transformation. I just completely forgot to say, let me be your wings on that other reading. But anyway, could have this kind of uplifting feeling. You have a 4-leaf clover, so lucky. Music, it could be a music festival you're going to. The arrow shot to the heart could be love at first sight, or being guided in a certain direction. So go with that. If you feel, if your gut tells you yes, then go in that direction. We have, I think this one is the lighthouse in Cape Hatteras. Then we have a shell. Shells are things in nature that kind of guide us to, like leaves and shells and other little things you can ask spirit to give you a clue if it's a yes or no question. Say, for example, let me see a shell to answer yes or whatever. Your angels are here to guide you always. Anytime you need them, they say, we will appear for you. Then we have deep and beautiful communication and a beautiful on the outside, physically beautiful feminine here. We have the dragonfly, which represents ancestors. And remember, at the end of the month is the veil coming down and this ability to connect with the spirit world. The living and the dead can commingle. So definitely, like, make an altar or something to honor your ancestors. And that will also help in healing. If you need to do some ancestral healing for whatever reason, even if it's just for your own benefit, but ancestral healing is really good for love connections too. And then we have the Windmill of Holland. Windmill to me is about the power of air, just kind of like this beautiful, powerful energy circling around you in the atmosphere, in the air. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to comment below to see how this, how this resonates for you, or how you feel excited about it. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for coming back. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. All right, I'm going to move on to the next, last but not least, but do be sure to check out the astrology reading at the end, and I'll have a timestamp for that. Okay, and if you need anything, check out my description box. I give private readings too, so email me if you need more information on that. All right, moving on. Alrighty, and here is pile number 4 with the mixed race, the mixed couple, the regular candy corn and the brown one. I don't know if that's chocolate. I mean, should I taste it to see? Because I don't think it tastes any different. I'll try this. No. Yeah, it does taste a little chocolatey. I didn't know that. Well, there you go. It does taste a little chocolatey. Okay, good to know. I like those. So let's see now. We're going to go with romance first, love first. Let's use the Autumn's Delight to go with romance. So we have steps, tranquility, and embrace. This feels like a carryover from pile number 3. So this looks like somebody, you might already be in an established relationship. You're feeling very peaceful and calm with this person. You are ascending. It's nice, slow and steady ascension. Nothing that shakes you up too hard. It makes you feel really good. It makes you feel loved and held. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with this except that tranquility, the coffee could be the coffee that goes with the pancakes in pile 3. So if you watching both piles or all piles, then know that you finally got your cup of coffee. If you're wondering, I need coffee with my pancakes. But actually, that's kind of what, like you might be having breakfast in bed and your sweetheart hands you a plate of pancakes on a nice tray, and you look at him expectantly because you want that coffee, and he points, he holds his finger up like, hold on just a second. Like, you don't, it's like speechless, like you have eye contact and you're telling each other telepathically what you want. And then he brings you your coffee made just the way you like it, with, whatever cream, and, please give me the low carb cream, please. Anyway, pumpkin spice low carb. I'm just teasing, but you know what I'm saying? It's just this kind of feeling like, and being able to interpret each other's needs, and being sort of like, no need for communication, just this kind of beautiful, cozy feeling. And most of this month, especially the early parts of October, when we're in Libra season and a lot of the planets are in Libra, there's a lot of great lovey-dovey vibes this month. So tap into that. And if you want to know more, check out my little astrology talk at the end here. And you just stick with this pile and don't click off at the end, and then I'll go into my little astrology talk and tell you, just some important dates to look out for. It's not going to be a big talk. All right, so let's see what else. What is all this embracing about? We're going to use the Witch's Tarot to kind of get into a little bit more of love with the King of Swords, huh? So a lot of times the King of Swords is kind of, he's kind of protective. He has his guard up a lot. But I think this, it could be a guard. Could be some kind of guard somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, the King of Swords represents air signs like Gemini, Libra, and it could also represent just the Libra, in a general sense, during the Libra sun, and Aquarius. And air signs, intellect, connecting mentally, telepathically. So yeah, in general, the King of Swords is an air sign man, authority, fear leader, judgment. He's about reason and logic and justice and truth and ethics and honor. And there is interesting step of turning knowledge into action. So after something has been figured out, there could be a move, making a move on something. Well, let's see what the other tarot card is to see what. Okay, so we have the couple here is represented by the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So air signs and water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And so with the Queen of Cups, and I was mentioning psychic abilities, yeah, Queen of Cups is totally psychic. That's one of her first gifts, is this intuition. It's a creativity. It's a depth of feeling. It's emotional stability. She is the lover, she is a lover, a mother, and all of these things that it means to be a deep and compassionate and an empathic woman. She's all about serenity and love, and she's very dedicated, like I said, loving wife and mother. She's that natural witch, she has the natural psychic talent. And there is what happening right here is a reflection, emotional healing, and a clairvoyance is happening. So she, like I said, this could be very highly connected with this Gemini or Libra, Aquarius man that they, the air signs are also good at telepathy because it taps into their mental plane, and they may be intellectuals and logical, but a lot of air people, once they've evolved, really have the ability to tap into the more spiritual as well. My music stopped. I'm going to put that back on again. Anyway, so let's see now a little bit about your work situation. Okay, you got the Emperor. Speaking of, so we got a very strong masculine energy in this. Oh my gosh, and we had the Empress in pile 3. And so pile 2, 3, and 4 could be very related. But when it comes to the Emperor in a work situation, it could be you're the boss, you're the CEO, you're the person with authority, you're controlling things. You could be delegating to the other people under you. You could be one dishing out the promotions, or the raises, or you could be somebody who wants to be in that position and is asking this emperor person for the raise. So this could represent your boss or somebody in a position of superiority over you, or it could represent also your divine masculine, the person who's actually your equal that mirrors you. So, or a little bit of both, just depending on your evolution, but sometimes the masculine does seem maybe not so much more evolved, but maybe more powerful, but more in control of the situation. But their control is kind of based on the material world, and so that which has more power in the material world, I think, in some senses, or some people believe that, at least in the physical appearance way. But really, you, as the psychic feminine, have more. If you're the psychic feminine here actually has more control of the situation. And although control is not the right word for it, it's just because control is an illusion. The power here really is in the spirit world and tapping into the divine essence. So that might be something the masculine needs to consider doing here. Moving from logic to intuition, moving from this power play control kind of thing into a more magnanimous, open, giving attitude. But in either way, whether you're the masculine or you're dealing with the masculine, there is kind of a leveling up going on here. So that's really good. A leveling up in your business and in your love life. All right, now let's see what your spiritual messages are here. And you have the Black Cat. This is the Halloween Oracle. Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. Nice. Oh, my black kitties. I am very fortunate. I lost one black cat and gained 2 black kitties. So it's almost like Kiki and Pumpkin are kind of like a combination of Dobby. His personality came out in those 2 separately. So let's see now. The black cat is, I feel like I lost Dobby last year during a Mercury retrograde. So fortune meets opportunity. Sleek and black and lantern-eyed, crosses your path with a hiss or kiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. I'm going to read that again so it can make sense. Okay. Sleek and black and lantern-eyed, crosses your path with a hiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. In traditional folklore, cats were said to have 1 foot in this world and 1 in the next. They were the conduit between the underworld and this world, and fortune and opportunity. In the times of the Inquisition in the Middle Ages, cats were hunted because they were said to be allies of evil entities such as devils and witches. Black cats, black being associated with the darker aspects of the supernatural, were especially singled out. Oh no! Historians believe this to unprecedented killing of the cats in the name of eradicating evil led to an unchecked increase in the rat population, which was responsible for the alarming rapid spread of the bubonic plague and the death of millions of people. These days, in Germany, for example, a black cat passing one's path indicates impending misfortune. Yet, in ancient Britain, they were considered good luck and were even given to brides on their wedding day. In Japan, to this day, they are considered very good luck and bringers of fortune. Should the slinky black cat cross your path through this oracle, know that good luck and fortune will be meeting you promptly, and know that your luck will be even luckier if you are prepared to take advantage of every special opportunity that comes your way. See, I was saying, and that opportunities coming your way is comes out in this, it's coming out in this reading, maybe other readings too, but definitely there's this sense of, despite Mercury retrograde, or because of it, you're going to meet with new opportunities than you thought that you would ever have dealt with before. Okay, let's use your secret garden. Yes, this is yours. Your secret garden oracle here. And let's see what we get. So let's see if we can maybe tap into some opportunities. What's going on here? Woo. You have generosity. That's what I was saying. This guy needs to be more magnanimous. Generosity. Sow seeds of kindness. What else? And release. Lighten your load. Ooh, that's really good too. So maybe those of you who can afford to lighten your load by giving away some money, having a garage sale, putting stuff in donation, that might be a nice thing for you to do this month. It's a wonderful feeling to lighten your load in that way. Okay, let's see what your charms have to say. Ooh, the candlestick. The candlestick was stuck in the inside of my palm. That means date night, you guys. This does definitely sound like a date. Like waking up for your coffee and then getting your pancakes in pile number 3. Or maybe you're going to have a late night cupcakes and coffee. Well, your cupcakes are good for any time of the day, right? You've got Bruce Springsteen, so this is your divine masculine, this is your rock star, this could be your boss or your person that you're dealing with, or you. And so your person could be a mix of hot rock star babe, and nerdy cosplay geek on the outside. Like, maybe he looks like that on the outside, but inside he's kind of, a nerd or whatever. And logical, he's in his head a lot. But I think he's got a good balance of things, this person. You are possibly at a crossroads here. You might want to ask yourself, why? What's going on? Be brave. Make a choice. Joy's coming to you from now to the end of the year, Christmas time. Oh my goodness, you guys, y'all are getting proposed to? What? I do. Yeah, so commitment coming. Maybe this is for some of you, like a little getaway where they're going to pop the question. Here you have the Eiffel Tower where you're transmitting. This is like, it makes me think of the transmitter towers out there, like that send Wi-Fi and other things out into the satellites in space. It's the similar concept of what we do when we do our manifesting work. When we use the law of attraction, we send our signal up to the universe for that which we wish for, and it comes right back down to us. Just a matter of divine timing when it all works out in the picture that you choose, but maybe it's going to work out in the picture that universe chooses. And when that happens, just accept it, and be grateful for it, because it was meant to be that way for the benefit of all, kind of thing. So here we have the autism awareness pin. So I feel like all good things happening. The puzzle pieces are fitting together. Everything's going to be clear. There's going to be good understanding. And this is, especially goes out to those who have, those certain challenges, and some of it has to do with the mind. So, working on things that have to do with the mind. Here we have liberty, which makes me think of Libra again. And the things that happen in a Libra month is justice and love. Those are the two biggies. So we're going to find out a lot of wrongs being righted, especially I think with Mercury retrograde, things that maybe were went wrong in another retrograde will be right in this retrograde, or maybe went wrong during regular times will be righted during retrograde times. It's just kind of interesting how it works out like that, how retrograde can kind of flip things around sometimes to the better of everything. So there's also these book smarts here, and maybe a secret, or maybe somebody working on a book, or vlogging, blogging, or connecting with somebody, or maybe a promotion, or some kind of, maybe this is your publisher, something having to do with writing things down. It could be about journaling, whenever you're feeling a little bit worried or stressed. There's all kinds of, like for depression or anxiety, there's lots of other ways to handle it besides drugs. You know, there's homeopathic ways, and one of them, a great way, is to journal. Just write out all your feelings and then reflect on it, and see if you can flip it around, flip those feelings around. Take like small little actions to fix those little things that are nagging you, bothering you, making you feel stressed out. It's kind of going to happen a little bit during Mercury retrograde. Or maybe before you lose your temper, just pull out a pad and write down what's going on. You know, it's part of observing yourself and being in the now and learning why you react a certain way. Maybe we're just very much in control and wanting things to turn out a certain way. But why? Why is it so important that it has to be our way? Why can't we allow for other possibilities to be true and come true for us, you know? So keep that in mind this month. There's going to be opportunities rising that will show you that. Anyway, I hope you like that, you guys. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to comment below. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for returning. And especially big thanks and love to all my members. These are people who joined the channel and support me through a little monthly donation, which gets them badges and emojis and free readings. So like, comment with your cute little badges and emojis below. At the top of the list are my Platinum Pixies, Claudia Lane, Lupe C., then Golden Fairy, Leo Sunchild, then my Twin Flame, Luisa Silva, my Full of Faithers, Anastasia, Sunny King, Arrows Mind Wesley, Wise Alda Rose, Blissful, and my Sparkles of Light, J.R.A.A. Kim, Valeska, Chrissy, Jessica D., Jessica Johnson, Mona, Mystic Mountain Dance, and Brian. And my patrons, Melanie, Trini, and Sylvie. Thank you all so much. If you go check out my Patreon page, that's where I'll post a lot of drawings and how-tos and behind-the-scenes work of the way I create some of my decks that I've been using in different readings. Don't have any Halloween. Actually, I was about to make a Halloween deck. I'm like, you know what? It's more important to get out this October reading than to make that deck. So you'll be seeing that this month. I'm going to make a cute little, just kind of like homemade thing that I'll incorporate into some readings here and there. But a lot of these ideas that I have, these homemade things, I turn into actual decks that I sell on Etsy and makeplayingcards.com, and you'll see all that information in my description box. Also, if you'd like a private reading, something just like this, but more personal to you, email me and we can do a private reading. All right, so everybody hang in there. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the dates that are happening in October and what to look for. Okay, hi everybody. This is the astrology part if you're interested. I just felt compelled to do a little talk about some of the dates. So we are in Mercury retrograde. The very next thing coming up, and I'm sorry that I'm just a slight bit late. This is already October 1st and maybe October 2nd for some of you watching. So, but early October is going to be mostly in Libra. The Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, all are in Libra. Okay, this is talking about new romance and new romantic cycles. The Mars puts a little feistiness in it, so Mars in Libra also gives it, and I actually have a Mars in Libra, so it gives it a little kick, a little bit of action oriented, going towards your goals, like desiring to make your goals. So this is you're gonna be feeling this early October. October 6th is the new moon, and this month we have tons of retrogrades. We have Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury retrograde, all in retrograde. But throughout the month, slowly but surely, there are going to, like a few of them are going to start to go direct. So along with the new moon in Libra on October 6th, Pluto retrograde ends. So that's going to give us a little relief there with Pluto retrograde. It's not a huge energy, but it's going to be helpful. And then Mercury retrograde will end on October 18th, along with Jupiter retrograde. That's going to be a good boost for both of those planets to go direct again. Jupiter being the lucky planet, so you're going to start feeling good luck and things again, in positive energy. And then we'll have a full moon in Aries on October 20th, which makes you want to like take more action and get out there and be a little bit bold. And so that's a good time for action-oriented things. This full moon is called the blood moon or hunter's moon, and it has a lot of other fun names to it too. You're going to be feeling a heightened libido and heightened sexuality in a general sense, especially when Sun enters Scorpio on October 23rd. So all these feelings start to deepen, and Mars is also entering Scorpio on October 30th, so huge sexy time happening towards the end of the month for those of you who want to, have kind of a Halloween theme, romantic, sexy time. But early October is also good for romance. It's not quite as intense, or you won't get quite as carried away, but it will be also good times. Good times this month for love, romance, and sexual matters. You're going to have to navigate a little bit the retrogrades in general. It could kind of throw you off a little, and shadow phases do kind of affect a little bit as well. So do your best to navigate through the retrogrades, but it looks in general like a nice festive social month actually. So really good month for everybody in general, and I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.